Hello and welcome to episode 181 of NOLA Time. My name is Obed Velez, and with me is the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's up, Nolo time? You know that intro never gets old. Most interesting man in the world.
It's
And
not.
yet I still find myself explaining myself to people. Like, why does your friend Obed say that? Well,
Oh, really? Nice, nice. I was like, well,
I got a story for you.
yeah, let me show you my, what's it called? The
Parent tree, ancestry tree,
the ancestry,
or
my ancestry.com
Right.
thingy. Yeah, that's why. That's
yeah.
why. Just
Let me
in
pull up
case.
my app, show you all the
Yeah, just in case you were wondering.
percentages.
Yeah. How are
Yes,
you,
sir.
man?
Man, I'm doing great. This last week, we had on Tuesday, May the 4th, which is one of my favorite days of the whole year because I open up my phone, get on social media, and all I see is all my Star Wars loving community posting all their love and
Loving,
appreciation for Star Wars.
you're loving and hating community. of Star
Well,
Wars.
I'm trying to unify the people, like a state of the union here.
Okay.
Bring the community together. Right?
Okay.
Hate is a strong thing, leads to
You're
the
a piece-
path of the dark side. So
You're a peace broker amongst the Star Wars fandom.
I try.
Okay, good, good.
Even
I am
our
too.
posts, if you guys follow, oh, of course you are, absolutely. And if you guys follow us on our social media, you saw, we put out a little video, a little stinger that's had some of the music of Star Wars
It's
with
good.
a couple scenes that we have from the movies, and I found that out there online, and it's one of those things that it had scenes from prequels, sequels, original,
I love it.
and you know what? At the end of the day, it's Star Wars, right? Like, so I enjoy that. I got to send you a message over the weekend with the video. I think I had mentioned to you beforehand where I got to find online. I said I gotta send this to Obed. There's the Clone Wars episode 3 cut.
Yes.
4 hours long, a little less
Yeah.
than 4 hours, where essentially the those Lucasfilm limited episodes are cut into Revenge of the Sith, the exact timeline set up for the most part. And I tell you, the internet's a great place. If you guys want to find it, look it up. But what a really cool cut.
Yeah.
I have not gotten to finish watching. I got to watch a little bit of it. And I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, it's really good. And I think there's another cut based on the comments, because you sent me the post from
Yes.
Reddit. And
Yes.
based on the comments, there's another cut out there that's very similar to that one that you sent me. But yeah, it was cool. It was
Yeah,
it
man.
was a very cool little project that they did there. So yeah, good stuff,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Yeah, nothing much on my end, man. It's been quiet. We weren't sure if we were gonna have this episode today, because thanks utility people for cutting my internet. So I spent basically a full day offline. Well, not technically a full day, because then I had to grab my crap and go to the office.
Oh, what's that like,
to
Obed?
get stuff
Going in for work.
to get work done, man.
Yeah.
No, I mean I had to go anyway, but
Yeah.
what I did is I just left a little bit earlier and stayed there for basically the rest of the day, because I was supposed to be there for a couple hours. Ended up staying for the entire day almost. No, it's good. That's good. I've been back to the office a few times, so it's fine. But yeah, it's in preparation for me getting better internet. My internet got cut, so
It's for a good cause, but what happened is
Yeah.
pretty messed up. I mean, especially during the times that we're in, where internet seems to be like everything.
I know.
Like if you
It's-
don't have internet,
it's like
it feels like
power.
you don't have running water or like power.
it's like
It
power.
feels
Yeah.
that way.
It is. It is a utility. It is a utility for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I am all up for net neutrality, and
Yeah.
I am 100% on board when it comes to requalifying or reclassifying, I should say, broadband as a utility, because
That's fair.
it
It's
is,
fair,
man. It really is. Like nothing works, dude. I can't turn on my lights in my room because there's no internet.
It's so true, man.
like-
It's so true. Yeah.
It's like it gets to that point, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
You
yeah,
couldn't do your job. I mean, once you get to that
Yeah,
place,
exactly.
like that's what people are getting to. So.
exactly. Yeah, that wasn't my entire point. Yeah, when I called my ISP and let them know, it's like, listen, I work from home. I gotta do this stuff. So, anyhow, it got resolved. Within the day, I should say. It actually took them like basically 24 hours
Wow.
to like the hour, basically. but not nothing too extreme. So I'm glad about that. Nothing new. Finished the first part of the Black Hat DLC on Spidey. Started doing the Hammerhead stuff, and I'm there. Yeah, so I'm about halfway done with that one, and then I'll go to the last part, and that will probably be my Spidey journey. So I'm planning out my what's next. And it's basically Sekiro. So I gotta finish Sekiro. Because it's just that I started playing it together with Spider-Man, right? And I played a couple hours of it, and it's a fantastic game. But I was like, I can't do it. I just can't jump between two games. I just gotta focus. Because if I don't focus, I can, I'm not gonna do it. Like, it's a different story, right? During like the weekdays, I have an hour in the morning before I jump into work. I play a little bit of Bloodborne or whatever on the PS4, and then jump into work. So I've been exchanging that with like playing a little bit of Spidey one day, Bloodborne another day, just to get stuff done. But this week, because of my downtime and all that stuff, then everything gets delayed. And then I didn't watch The Bad Batch on May the 4th because I had no internet. So here we are, basically. Before we jump into The Bad Batch, Joe, the lightsaber, the retractable lightsaber.
I was hoping. That wasn't on our list, but yes.
Man, I want one or two of those things because that looks good. I still have questions about the durability, and it's like, is this like actually legit? You can play around with it and play with your kid or whatever. But it looks neat, dude, and I really like it. I really like it. I want one.
It's not very long. The height of it.
It's not. It's about the length of the kids' lightsabers that they sell at the parks.
Right.
Yeah. So
Which
it's
is
not
good because the kids can get it. But the hilt looks very nice.
Yes.
From at least the video we saw, the hilt looks really nice. Obviously, it glows very bright. We see that it's got a really nice, glow to it. But to your point, like from videos that we've seen conceptually of the technology, like it doesn't look to be something that's that durable, that strong from what we see, what we've observed online from concept art. But to see it actually in person and see how it's gonna work, I'll be very curious, like you, Obed, to see how that is. Regardless of it, dude, just purely on the concept, they've already sold me. I'm curious, like I know they announced that it would be coming a part of that Disney Cruiser, Star Wars Cruiser hotel experience thing that they're gonna have starting next year, but from my understanding, that's also got to be just in general. If you're in the parks, it's got to be there too.
Oh yeah, that's got to be on.
Can't just be the hotel.
Yeah, that's got to be Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it.
You'll lose money.
You got to sell this thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see them not selling it at Disney Springs, right, and focusing Disney Springs into selling other stuff. But I don't. Yeah, they got to sell at the park. Because that's where the adventure is. Did you see rumors that they're gonna start adding Mando stuff to Galaxy's Edge?
No, but they should.
Yeah.
I'm with you when you've talked before about them just in general doing a little rebrand a little. I know money's a little tight for Disney right now, but like if they start phasing into moving it to the way it was supposed to be originally, that Tatooine-esque kind of thing. That'd be awesome. So yeah, bring Mando in and make it a little bit more relaxed, where everything's so focused right now on the sequels. Like, chill it out a little bit, and it's okay. It's okay if Obi-Wan is walking around.
It doesn't
and
matter.
Rey is walking around. Them taking it so serious is actually making it worse.
Make it Battlefront 2, where it doesn't really matter. And you have Obi-Wan versus Kylo Ren, and it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, man. That's exactly what they should do. They should just be a free-for-all.
That's what we expected. I mean,
honestly.
Before all this stuff went down, like you would go to anywhere but Galaxy's Edge. Like just outside, they always had that show that they would do where all the characters came out. Like you know what I'm
Oh,
talking about. Like like it
yeah,
was like they go through the
like
story, rant.
the little Jedi Academy thing they had.
Not the Jedi Academy, but they would do it right in front of the Chinese theater, and they had have like Darth Maul
Oh,
come out
when
and
they were
Boba Fett
building, yeah,
came
when they were
out, and
building Galaxy's Edge,
yeah,
yeah.
like I see that, and I'm like, that's what I sign up for. Like I want to see all those characters walk.
So,
I don't
yeah,
care. Like
yeah,
you know,
yep,
why does that stop now that Galaxy's Edge? Like, why? You know?
yeah. I agree, I agree. Yeah, because that's the area is big enough where, and I know that immersion is a big thing, right? And they really want to focus on immersion.
Cool, the experience. Yeah.
I mean, it's incredibly stupid that you can't really get immersed when there's like 100 billion people around you. Uh, but you know, and even now where you can't even get close up, I mean, it's about to change,
Yeah.
but at the same time, uh, it's hard, right? I'd say that the area is large enough where you could do specific sections, right? Where you have the Falcon stuff, you can have like trilogy, like OT stuff. Where you have the Kylo Ren's ship, you can have sequel stuff happen there. At the entrance, you can have prequel stuff happen there. So
Wow, that's true.
it's different, you know, in it's different areas. I mean, even though at the entrance, right, Rise of the Resistance is there, but you don't really see it because it's behind the bushes, and it's you know it's hidden well enough where you can just it's its own separate thing, right? But the area is big enough where you can separate it in areas and theme areas. I mean,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter, man. It's just
No one's. Yeah.
yeah, it's just that this puritanism that they have, and it kind of stinks. They do it at Magic Kingdom. Like
Right.
there's like Tigger 10 feet away from Alice, and it doesn't
not
matter.
fabled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean they are in Kingdom Hearts, but it doesn't really.
It's canon.
Is it canon though?
I guess I don't know.
Oh,
Man.
that's a good question, man. Is Kingdom Hearts Disney canon?
Might be.
Holy crap, Joel! Yeah.
I might be onto something.
You
dude.
may
I don't
be
know.
onto something, man. You got to play those games too, dude.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it. That's a good one
yeah.
on my backlog.
Yeah, man. Just growing backlog for Joel. They had that all-in-one pack that had all the games for like $20 not too long ago.
That's a good price.
That's like a gift, man. Because it's like what? It's like each game is like 40 hours or whatever. So yeah, man. And you get like 8 games. It's great. It's a great deal. But yeah, I mean, last time I saw that was in Kingdom Hearts. So you're telling me that Fantasyland is Kingdom Hearts?
Saying there's a chance.
Oh man. So are you telling me? Well, I mean, Toy Story Land is now linked into Kingdom Hearts. Oh man.
It's
Like,
all.
I got my
connected.
board, yeah, back here, like Kingdom
Right.
Hearts.
Spazzing out. Wait,
like-
guys.
It's like Kingdom Hearts fan. So I don't know if you've seen the meme. You know where they have the meme with the like the gentlemen talking to each other.
Yes.
Like so, there's one that's like, the gentleman saying is like, I don't understand the story in Kingdom Hearts game, and then there's the crying face meme. It's like, you don't understand this deep meaning, and it's all about dreams and all this stuff. And then there's one with there's one at the bottom. It's like, I don't understand Metal Gear games, and then the other guy's like, LOL, I love it, right? So, because it was like Metal Gear fans, it's like, we don't know what's going on, but we still love it.
We still love it.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts fans, it's like, no man, there's like a deeper meaning to all this, and it's the power of dreams and friendship and all this stuff. Yeah, good stuff, man. Kingdom Hearts is a good game. The Bad Batch.
Yes, sir.
I watched it this morning, so it's fresh. I was not expecting it to be an hour and 20 minutes long.
75 minutes.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah. So I was not. I thought this was gonna be a standard half-hour episode.
It's a movie, dude.
I know. I was in for a surprise. Yeah, it was basically a movie. Very good.
Yeah.
One thing that I did not like, and I do like Freddie Prinze Jr., but that was weird.
Yes.
That was
You're
weird.
dead on, dude. I was laughing, actually.
I know. It's like the little kid. It's like, hey, what's up, clones?
A
It's
man
like
talking.
Canon, like full Canon. He didn't even they didn't even pitch it, dude.
Nope.
It's like they didn't pitch it. He didn't make the attempt to go. It's like, hey guys, this thing is it's like, oh, your clones are great. It's like, no, it's like, yo, let's go ahead and blow up some stuff. It's like, what the hell's wrong with Caleb?
What's up, guys?
Man?
Let's go kill him.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, clankers.
They're like
Yeah.
14.
I know, because the dude in Fallen Order, it's basically sort of like the same type of flashback, right?
Yes.
So he does a really good job. Like, it sounds a little bit weird, but he does a really good job of sounding like a teenager.
Young.
So,
Yeah.
so it's it was so jarring.
That's a very good one. I
It
felt
was
the
so
same.
it was so jarrous. Oh man. So, other than that, I mean, I could call Omega being a one of the clones, like a bad clone, like a mile away. There's no surprise there. Cool to see more Order 66 stuff.
You think
that's
Omega's bad? You said?
No. That she was part of the Bad Batch.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like a bad clone.
Bad,
meaning
yeah,
like
okay.
a bad clone.
I thought
Yeah,
you meant like evil. I
Oh,
was
sorry, defective clone.
I see what
Defective.
you mean. I see what you mean.
Let me rephrase that. Let's see. The Order 66 is always great to see because it's like lore, right? That we never got to see, and they just keep adding lore to it. I loved it. It was good. Having Tarkin back is good. Yeah, I think it was overall very good. We get to see the birth of the Death Troopers with Crosshairs. So yeah, it was good. So now we know, like, they've basically confirmed in canon, like we've heard it, right, that Death Troopers were technically enhanced clones that the Empire kept around as like elite guards, because as the Kaminoan said, it's like, our clones are better than any like mass recruiting thing that you guys are planning to do. So them keeping a elite squadron of enhanced clones as the Death Troopers just makes sense. So
Right.
so cool to see like the origin of that. That was great. I liked it. It was fun. It was funny. I think the Bad Batch are very likable. Like, all of them are very likable. Totally forgot that Echo was there, because I totally forgot that he went with them at the end of the final season of the Clone Wars. And this is like full on Clone Wars at the beginning. We got the announcer and everything. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's great. Very good. I am on board. It's a Dave Filoni joint, so I am 100% in. So
yeah, I'm with you there. Animation right away catches my attention. Like, it's, I think whenever I think of Clone Wars stuff, I still think of, like season 1 Clone Wars in my mind. And whenever I see the new stuff, it's like, it's so refreshing. I love Clone Wars content, but obviously season 7 looked great as well. I'm not saying that looked bad at all. It looked great. Yeah. Especially those last couple episodes, like totally everything completely changed. But yeah, you can tell that this is pretty well done. So one of the things that hits me from a story standpoint is, it's like, this is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying when it comes to like my dream scenario of the future of Star Wars. It's okay to do something new in familiar places, and utilizing the history of Star Wars, like leaning on its history, while making something new without discounting what's happened before. Like, you don't have to like all of a sudden like leave the past behind you and make it this whole thing. Yeah. Like really leaning on it in a way that's awesome, but it's still very new. It's not like I'm watching the same thing. I don't feel like I'm watching I don't feel like I'm watching Clone Wars all over again. I feel like I'm watching something new, but it's still leaning on that Clone Wars show history, the Order 66 stuff, Tarkin. I mean, we have like little like Saw Gerrera showing up.
Yeah.
Things happening. Did we even give a spoiler warning at the this? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
So like them getting into this stuff and pulling out lore, but not going ridiculously crazy, still focusing on the Bad Batch, but making it work the way that they do. it's just that's what I want to see the future of Star Wars. Like I want to be able to watch stuff and start connecting tissue to these last 40 something years while still also being surprised by something that's going to happen. We don't know who Omega is. Like that's like again, that's the newness of it. Yeah, we know that she's one of the five. Okay, they tell us that in their dialogue, but like people are saying, like, is it possible that she's one of those force sensitive clones that are being worked on? People have gone as far to say, is she one of Palpatine's defective clones? She got the hair like him. It's a jump. But I'm just saying, like, I love that it starts to make Star Wars fans think again. Okay. Because it's something new, but it's still also like leaning on that history in that way is my point.
Omega's Rey's dad. Oh. Plot twist, she was not a girl.
I honestly wasn't too sure at first. I'll be honest with you, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Because you would think, right? It's a clone, so yeah.
Right. You don't know.
Yeah.
No, but
it's Rey's dad.
No, I didn't know at first. I was like, okay. They said she. I was like, okay. But no, man. I mean, like they really did a good job of connecting this way, giving us something new. I saw it coming. I love to see like how the Order 66, like this dude that it worked well on him that he activated, but the other guys didn't. Seeing that little like.
Yeah,
battle between the two,
and then not Fives. I'm sorry, Echo, because he was so messed up. They messed up with his brain so much that they basically like destroyed the ship, and he's still alive somehow. So,
yeah, dude. No, it was good stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things I could say, but I look forward to watching more. And as a Star Wars fan, I'm like, more good content. Like I was like after you get the Mandalorian, like as great as that stuff is. Keep the good Star Wars content rolling. Don't mess this up, guys.
Who do you think they're going to see?
So there's a clone I've seen speculated. There's a clone that ended up leaving the Order also, and ended up having a family in one of the shows. I don't know if it was Rebels. Or Clone Wars, but it wasn't. No,
it was Clone Wars.
As I'm saying, I can't remember which ones, but he got with a Twi'lek, had kids and everything.
Yep, it's Clone Wars. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Clone Wars. So that's one of the people I've seen floated around. I'm like, they say I know a guy, so I'm pretty sure it's a he. At the same time, like, could it be Ahsoka?
Could be Fennec.
It's exactly. Could it be Fennec? I was another one.
Could be Boba Fett.
Could be Boba Fett.
Because at this point, Boba is going around. Yeah, well, I don't think it's Rex though, because the great thing, right, about Order 66 happening is that you got all of this stuff going at the same time. It's like when you put it in, it's like you got Anakin going in the temple, you got the Jedi's getting shot out there, and Obi-Wan getting shot down, and Yoda trying to get shot over in Kashyyyk, and then you out on top of that Ahsoka in the cruiser with Rex at that time.
They're gonna have to edit this thing into that cut.
And then you have the dude from Fallen Order, the Master, getting shot, and all this stuff now converges, right? So now it's like when you hear Order 66, all of the things that are happening at the same time, and it's so good. It's so good. Because there's so much happening.
More weight to that movie, which we all as fans love it. But now, like as people start getting into it more, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's really good. Like because now we know. It was like, well, it can't be this guy because Order 66 happened and this happened, right? So now it's really cool. I'm thinking it could probably be Boba.
Could be.
Because at this point, Boba's already out there doing like his own thing.
Maybe that's where we meet Fennec.
Yeah. So, because it's clear on Mando that Fennec knows who Boba is. So I mean, she's bounty hunter. So
reconstructed her.
Yeah, and that's implied in Mando. Yeah. So, yeah, it could be either or. Either way, it's good stuff, and I'm 100% on board, and I'm very happy that this show's good because it's I mean, these guys were really likable back in the when they showed up in Clone Wars, and so I was definitely waiting to see them again, and didn't disappoint for sure. So new episode tomorrow, right, or next week?
That's a good question. Let me fact check this on here.
Oh man, God, I need more.
I know, right?
But yeah, animation looks good. Looks like it's they've improved a
May
little bit of things.
7th.
So
The
tomorrow,
aftermath. Wait. Yeah.
tomorrow, yeah, cool. All right, so I got something to watch tomorrow. Great. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be like that for what? Is it 7 episodes?
16.
Oh wow.
16 episodes in total.
Okay, so we're going to ride this into
I got
Loki.
the date here. Yep, May 7th, May 14th. Yep. So we're good, man. We're gonna ride this. The last episode is August 13th.
Oh, so Loki is coming out before it ends, right?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
And Loki's gonna be out on Wednesdays. They announced.
Really?
Yep, that's gonna be on Wednesdays. So this will be on Fridays, and that will be on Wednesdays.
Okay. That's cool. So we
Yeah,
can talk about Loki on our show.
Yeah,
Right,
dude.
on Thursdays. That's awesome.
Yep.
That it really works out. Thanks, Disney, for providing content. It's not, although it's not evergreen content, but it's
What?
content nonetheless, and we'll take it. Cool, good stuff, man. It's good. I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to watching more of that. Andrew Garfield. He was asked a question, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not he was in Spider-Man. He said like, "Nah."
They never called me.
But then, yeah, never called me. But then he was like, "But I mean, you never know, right? They can still call me or whatever." So, like, he can't. It's NDAs, of course. You know, they're gonna ask him a million times, since he's probably gonna say no, and he's gonna end up being in it. But I think it's interesting, right? Because they actually found Andrew Garfield and had to ask him a question. Although, to be fair, I mean, he's done more movies after Spider-Man that are supposed to be like real good movies. So, you know, his acting career never really went away. It's just that, he's not in that high profile type of movie like Spider-Man would, but he's been, he's kept acting,
Award winning and all this.
yeah. So I think this basically confirms that he's there. It's just that he can't say it. Honestly, that's what I think. So
I lose no confidence in like the fact that this man's in this movie. If this is we've been around too long to see people deny things and just to turn around and be in it. This is like almost exact same language that like Rosario Dawson used when she was talked about something.
Yeah.
She literally said like they never called me or something like that.
I think that's what you said.
But I would love to be in it or something like
Well,
it's like almost the exact same thing, dude. I lose zero confidence. I'm telling you, if this guy's not in this movie, this little guy right here is going to be completely like shocked. And I didn't even like those movies that much, but even I fully expect and would appreciate and would like to see him come back for this. So I'll be pretty upset if he isn't in it. I'm very confident, very. I'm telling you, I'm 100% confident. I'll go that far to say that I'm that confident he's in the movie. How much? I think we'll get 1 or 2 scenes. The same thing with Tobey Maguire. I don't think these guys are in it as much as people think they are.
Yeah. I mean, the rumor is that they'll get their moment, and then they'll also get their like scene, like a plot scene, right?
Right.
So his plot scene's probably gonna be like, I didn't want to continue being Spider-Man because Gwen died or whatever.
Right.
And then,
he might be the fat Spider-Man. No, I'm serious, dude.
Well, that's supposed to be like his Tobey Maguire's character is supposed to be like the older, like Spider-Man, yeah. Based on the rumors, right? Is he
Kristen Dunst is in it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this movie, man. Today, the day we're recording this would have been the 10th anniversary of Spider-Man 4 if it would have come out.
Yeah, man.
2011.
It's ridiculous, dude.
That is.
It's ridiculous.
These guys,
dude.
man. I'm telling you something.
Yeah, and then a year later we got Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They canceled that movie in order to get the Amazing Spider-Man out there. A movie no one asked for.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the outrage for Spider-Man 4 was just...
That was probably this lady's idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Anne May movie and whatever. It's like, who
Probably.
wants this, dude?
Amy Pascal.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
Threw
right.
a sandwich at Kevin Feige. These executives, man.
I know.
They're rich and crazy sometimes.
Bro, I'm telling you. You know who clearly is rich and crazy is the people at Warner.
Oh.
Because again,
ooh.
So this is basically the Zack Snyder thing with Zack Snyder saying, "Oh, I thought they were gonna sue me because I was promoting the movie, and they apparently wanted to bury it." Also, apparently, there's people out there doing like their own independent research on how much the Snyder Cut, how good it's been, and they've said that there was a clear impact with Snyder Cut when it
would have been
released.
$1 billion movie. That would have been literally $1 billion at the minimum.
Yep. So, whoever is so here's the thing with Warner, right? And don't get me wrong, man, because I mean, this proves that you don't need. Not necessarily. I'm gonna rephrase it, right? This proves that you don't need to be necessarily an intelligent person to be an executive in the entertainment business.
Wow.
Bro,
wow.
Like, because there are no signs of intelligence at Warner.
Wow. Jeez.
Bro,
I'm not arguing because it makes too much sense.
It's are you serious, man? I mean,
they got to see things that we would speculate about the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
These people sat and literally saw like what this man was working on. How do you see
and they decided
go,
and they decided that
Joss Whedon will go with this.
They decided what they released was better than this. Are you serious, dude? Are you serious? See, again, you don't need to be smart. You don't need to be smart to be an executive in the entertainment business. So, I mean, clearly Disney is a different story, right? Because Disney is more compartmentalized.
You get cut if you're not good, man.
Yeah, and then
what's this dude that made John Carter?
Oh, bro, that dude's probably like blacklisted, right?
Yeah, that's literally like you're out. Like you mess up, you're out, dude.
Yeah, man. It did because it was two flops. It was John Carter, and before that it was Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, Disney don't play with that.
Yeah, and then they got rid of the studios guy. Yeah. Yep. But what we know what's going on at Marvel, right? It's like truly a well-oiled machine, and this. Hey, what do fans want? Oh, this thing. Okay, Fantastic Four, add it to the platter. It doesn't matter. And we'll talk about that next.
Yep.
But I just don't. I don't want to get into the specifics of with the Superman stuff again, Joe, because I know it could be a little sensitive and. Could be misunderstood, exactly, and I'm not coming from a me being like 1/8 black and you are like 1/4 or whatever you are. Whatever you are, man.
Let me open up my family tree here.
Yeah, there you go, the app again. It's again. It's like,
not about the background of us.
Correct.
We're not taking that into account.
Absolutely.
We're speaking from fans at heart.
We're talking about business, right?
Sure.
And in order, if people want Big Macs, why are you pushing your salads, right? It's like, oh, I go there because I want a cheeseburger, not a salad.
Yeah.
And we got a grade A cheeseburger right now, a Superman. Right. Why go in a different direction, right? I'm not saying it's wrong.
Right.
Because I'm not saying it's wrong, right?
It could even be a great movie, what they're trying to put out there.
But give us both.
But why?
Give us the salad option and keep the burger, right?
it's the same way I feel about the Robert Pattinson thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
when I heard the news of it, I was like, this is gonna be a really cool movie, but why are we doing away with this thing? It's
exactly.
working.
Yeah,
It was working. And we see this new movie, and we're like, oh my gosh, I wanted to see that movie that they had planned with these guys. You see that post credit scene, not post credits, the end credits, the end of the movie, that little
yeah.
scene there with the apocalyptic land or whatever, and like, man, you want more of that stuff. So it's like, I'm sure that this other thing could be special. I wasn't very high on Joker. It was really good,
It was fine.
but I didn't want that. Like, I wanted more of this universe to carry on. So that's what you kind of see, that where the studio had it. They're not really putting all this stuff together. They're just throwing out stuff that sticks to try to appeal to different audiences. And it's like the continuity is what keeps this type of
See,
fandom like active. That's what's been working with Marvel and these other guys.
problem with Warner is they keep trying to be Marvel. It's like, oh man, they made like $4 billion with Black Panther. I bet if we do this, we're gonna make like another two, and it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that
That's
way,
not
man.
even how Marvel's thinking when they're making their movies.
Absolutely,
We know this.
yeah. And that's the thing, right? It's like, wait, you're gonna take a risk because it clearly is a risk, right? Don't mind, it could be good for all we know, right? Whatever they're planning, rumors is that they've reached out to like John Boyega and stuff. It's fine, right? I like John Boyega, and this is all great. The thing is that I'm putting my executive hat on and thinking, it's like, would I risk, $500 million making this movie where I could, lose 200 million, versus, giving fans what they want and more than likely be guaranteed a return on that and more. And that's that's what I don't understand, right? I understand what they're trying to do because they're trying to be Marvel instead of just being themselves. Again, Snyder Cut is my favorite superhero movie of all time. It's stupid, dude.
It's amazing.
Because I don't know how that movie. I don't know how I love that movie so much, and
it's really good.
And again, I don't know, man. It's like, why?
I was proven so wrong on that movie in so many different ways. People I didn't even care for, like the Flash. I could care 2 cents about that whole. Completely changed my. I mean, I was like loving the Flash in this movie.
Yeah.
Now I'm actually excited for that Flash movie that's going to be coming out.
Yeah.
But beforehand, I was like,
You were talking it down. You were talking it down.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even think it's going to even come.
I remember.
Was completely, man.
That movie's been in the works since we started the podcast 4 years ago, or however long it is. Yeah.
I said that movie won't ever come out. I said if they do, it's not going to be The Flash. It's going to be another movie. They're just going to disguise it as a Flash, which it kind of is if you really think about it.
Yeah.
But you put Batman in the movie, it's more Batman than Flash, but the character's too awesome.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
And
anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. And again, it goes back to like them trying to be Marvel, where they got Iron Man on Spider-Man, so now we'll have Batman on Flash that's acting like a mentor character. It's like, do your own thing, man.
So Steve Rogers passed the shield to Anthony Mackie's Falcon, so now we're gonna have Superman pass it over to this guy, but not even pass it over. We're just gonna skip everything there. Like, it doesn't work that way. It has to be earned, right? These things have to go through their cycles the right way. So it's they're making too many jumps for the sake of a buck. It seems that way. And I'm very disappointed. But we'll see, man. Look, the DC fandom's October. I actually have a little bit of hope, dude. Got a little bit of hope. DC fandom happens in October. There's a good chance that maybe some change of hearts, things happen. I mean, as long as the fans keep this dialogue going and keep responding the way they do, I mean, it's worked before. So,
yeah. Well, we'll see, man. That Marvel sizzle reel for Phase 4. Man, talk about getting you in the feels. You're like, right? they know what they're doing. Like, talk about the difference between these imbeciles over at Warner and people who know what they're doing at Marvel. It was, this was a stupid trailer for movies we've seen,
Right.
and you get an emotional reaction, bro. Come on, it's like, why DC? DC could have done this, right?
Yeah.
Because
They could have done it first.
they could have done it years ago, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the idea was to start back when Superman Returns came out, right? And then that was supposed to be like the start to their new thing, but then the movie flopped again because it was the same thing as before and boring. And Superman fought what was it, a tornado? What did Superman fight? No, it was a rock, a giant kryptonite thing. Great. It's like, what a strong villain there. Like, a lot of personality. Yeah.
Superman versus a rock.
Anywho, I wish it would have been Superman versus The Rock.
The Rock, now,
but not a Rock. Yeah, but it wasn't The Rock. It was a Rock.
Smell what The Rock is cooking.
Yeah, exactly. But we finally saw a little bit of Eternals there, man.
Yes, first footage.
Yeah, first footage. A couple of new scenes from Shang-Chi. And a bunch of dates. Joel, do you want to go ahead and do the dates?
Oh, I didn't even pull the dates up. Just so excited. Like, yeah, I gotta say though, dude, like, them just having in there, all the different statements from Stan Lee, like, that was great, dude. Like, that really made that thing like get even more emotional. Like, when they had Stan come in there and start saying stuff. I got the dates coming up now.
Yeah. By the way, I forgot to mention the Spider-Man cameo, which I think was great in the game. Yeah. It's like, those two are always my favorite. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. It's like, Stan. R.I.P. Yeah. All right, man.
So we got a couple things. We got the, Captain Marvel. Sorry, we got Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, March 25th, 2022. Thor: Love and Thunder, May 6th, 2022. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, July 8th, 2022. The Marvels, November 11th, 2022. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, February 17th, 2023. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May 5th, 2023. And then they had the nice little tease for Fantastic Four, but did not have a date.
For stick. They did not
real Fantastic Four.
Okay. So what was Ant-Man? February?
That's February 2023.
Okay. And that's the one before Fantastic, right?
No, that's the one before Guardians.
Oh, Guardians. Right. What's Guardians April?
Guardians is, sorry, I just put this down. May 5th.
May 5th. So November?
Which makes sense. You have that space kind of thing, probably be post-credit scene going into the Fantastic Four, like how they traditionally do.
Yeah, so November?
Yeah,
probably. November 2023.
3 year, yeah.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Wakanda Forever.
Plus, yes, Wakanda Forever. That's a great title, right? Yeah. Like, perfect.
Yeah.
Make the text real big, Black Panther real small, because we're like, we're figuring out what we're doing.
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever, like, welcome to Wakanda. We're good. Sold. Yeah. I'm happy. I'm in.
Yep.
And then like, having the ability to have those Disney Plus shows in between, like, you would think probably 2 to 3 shows. What do you think? So do you think they'll still do 3 shows a year or 2 shows?
Yeah, because we're gonna get Loki. We're getting, when's Hawkeye? Is that the beginning of next year?
I think it's next year.
Okay, and then we're probably gonna get
the last one.
Okay, and then we're gonna get probably another season of Falcon end of next year, more than likely.
Maybe. I mean, I know we get the She-Hulk they're filming right now.
Okay.
So that's... you would imagine Armored Wars is probably gonna start getting filmed. I mean, they'll cap the Miss Marvel show right now is also about done. There's some set photos of her in her costume.
Yep.
So I mean, you remember that crazy investor meeting? They just started announcing show.
Yep.
So Disney Plus is going to be loaded over the next 3 years.
Do you think the Miss Marvel show is going to come out before the Marvels?
Probably because it's supposed to be like a prequel-esque kind of thing.
Okay.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's sometime next year then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to Hawkeye and Miss Marvel.
We could even get maybe that's I don't know if the Secret Wars thing with Nick Fury and this guy, that show. I don't know when that's gonna come out. There's a lot of things they got pending, dude.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff.
Ironheart. I mean, Disney Plus can be loaded.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. No date.
I think there's even some hidden movies.
Do you think so?
I think there could be one. I think the Mutants is their hidden movie. They're still figuring out directors.
So do you think they're gonna move away from the X-Men title, and you call it the Mutants? And I'm not saying that they want to move away from the X-Men title because of wokeness, right? Because of having men in the title, it's like, yeah. But just to differentiate it from the Fox franchise.
I replay in my mind Kevin Feige being in Hall H and hearing him say, "We didn't talk about mutants," and you have to assume that literally is the title alone, Mutants. That wouldn't surprise me if that's literally the movie just like that. Because he says the Fantastic Four and then mutants. We didn't talk about mutants.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's gonna be mutant, like some kind of like silly thing, like mutants, a new day, or some of those kind of things. Like, but I don't know, man.
A new day.
You know, like how these movies be, man. Captain America, the first Avenger. We should put Avenger in there, something like that.
Yeah.
Mutants, the beginning of the X-Men.
Mutants origins.
Right.
Wolverine.
Triggered.
Mutant origins Wolverine. Oh man. I would say go back to like First Class and do a Mutants Origin Magneto. So here's the thing. I have an interesting thought that just crossed my mind. Thinking about death the other day.
Jeez.
No,
dark.
it's so dark. No, I'm thinking, Joe. I mean, what happens? Because we know that this Marvel stuff is gonna keep going forever, right? What's gonna happen 150 years in the future when they try to reintroduce Magneto, and he's too far removed from World War II to have his backstory? Because that is a formative thing for Magneto, right? That experience that he had, and
you kind of think though, like I mean, yes, like I agree, but like you kind of think like what they did with Iron Man, right? Like Iron Man wasn't necessarily like I hate to say it, but war is a part of American history.
Yeah,
and we don't know what the future holds, and it won't surprise me to take up an event that happens in maybe the next 30 years from now. I wish nothing terrible, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like Iron Man, it was basically the same. They just updated it, right? It was supposed to be some other sort of like guerrilla thing. Oh, Vietnam. There you go. Yep. Yeah, and they updated it to a more I guess like current event. Like, exactly. Yeah, like Afghanistan or whatever, right? So, they could potentially do that, but I think just the event and
the Holocaust.
That's the thing, right? That's the thing, because that is the event, right? Like there's, it's probably one of the darkest events in human history, and that's what shaped Magneto as a character. So
that scene in X-Men Days Future, not that one,
First Class. Because I think it's
with
fantastic.
Moving the coin and
I think it's fantastic.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I think the whole First Class Magneto thing is great. It's like top notch, and I don't think they should go back and do it, unless they just do a Captain America thing. It's like, in the 50s he got frozen. Like
he's like 1,000 years old.
It's like 1,000 years.
He's like 4 or something.
He'll be like freaking Apocalypse. It's like in the year 3000 when Avengers 48 comes out, and Magneto's the leader of humankind and mutant kind alike.
I was there.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah. Oh, this is just me. It's thinking outside the box, right? It's
a
like,
good point.
what are they gonna do to update this character's backstories, right? When in the future, when we're very far removed from this historic events that shaped these characters, like Captain America, we got, I think, at the right time, because any 10 years in the future, it would have been like doing it in 2030. It would have been a lot harder than 2010 or whenever it came out. So
you're right.
That's just me thinking. It's like, what are they gonna do? Like, what's which other superhero stories? Like, Superman is timeless.
Yeah,
he falls from space, falls in a farm. 30 years pass, becomes Superman, right? But what do you have with this like complex story characters?
Holocaust, like that. That's what
like
makes
Magneto, man. Exactly.
You can't,
right? So,
and as humanity, we're just like so riddled with like.
Gotta freeze them, man.
Yeah,
you gotta freeze them, and
dude falls into ice in the middle of the Antarctic somehow, and the mission goes bad. He falls
looking for mutants, and he just falls in the Antarctic.
There's no ice to be no metal to be found, and he can't get out, and that's it.
and it freezes, and 1,000 years later he wakes up.
He gets thawed out.
Yeah. So this is just me thinking crazy stuff. Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, because it's like, which
Batman,
stories are
it doesn't matter. Like, you can have Batman out in the year 2059,
and Wonder Woman. Like the DC
Wonder
stuff is timeless. But when you go back to like Spider-Man, you can have, right.
Yep.
But when you go to this deep sort of like characters, like Wolverine too, same thing.
Wolverine, that's true.
Very he went
Captain
through Captain America, Wolverine, Magneto, this sort of characters that were part of a moment in history, right? And they were created because of that,
right?
It
was very personal for Stan and these guys, and they made it.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You can't change that.
So yeah, deep thoughts in comics. All right, we got to move on because.
Getting sweaty, dude.
We're getting sweaty, and we're running out of time.
Time to fly through.
Yeah. So, all right. Switch selling a lot. Next. So
I love my Switch.
We got the news today that the Switch has sold 84.59 million units in the 4 years that it's been out. The Nintendo had its biggest year ever, Joel, last year.
You couldn't find Switches. People were asking me, where can I find one during this, circumstance?
Yeah.
When did they sell 100 mil?
So,
at this rate.
When do they sell 100 million Switches, you mean? When will they?
Yeah.
If they release a new Switch this year, probably this year.
Okay.
If they update it, right? That being said, though, they said that there is legitimate concern for the chip shortage, and that's going to be a problem when it comes to them being able to put product out there. I mean, we've seen it with PlayStation. Again, Best Buy had some today, and it's like gone instantly. It's ridiculous. We'll have to, I guess, wait and see how the chip shortage gets resolved, but things are looking very, very good for Nintendo. On the opposite side, Microsoft said that they haven't made money on any console ever this week.
Oh no,
dude! That they said that they've never turned a profit selling consoles.
What? Not even the 360?
That's what they said, man. I don't know.
Wow.
Like selling the console itself, like the box, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Moving boxes.
Yeah. Wow. Versus Nintendo having their biggest year ever last year. And
crazy
dude,
money.
This is like ever. We're talking. This was bigger than the NES, bigger than the Wii, DS, and they only have one console. They've always had for 31 years, for 32 years, they've had two consoles at the same time. Like since 1989 when the Game Boy came out, Nintendo has had two consoles in the market. They only have one now, and they had the biggest year ever. That's insane.
Because they were able to merge the ideas of both of them together into one thing.
And they did it well.
They did
Like
it.
the Switch is not a powerhouse, right? But it works. Like
It serves its purpose.
it's exactly like it serves its purpose. It's yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Can't wait to see what Nintendo has in store for E3. Hopefully, we'll get a date on Zelda. I don't think so. Hopefully, they'll show a sequel to Super Mario Odyssey because that game's real good and should get a sequel. So yeah, we'll see. Some news on E3. Real quick, Square Enix, Sega, Bandai Namco, and others sign to have booths this year. So they will be joined by Turtle Beach, Verizon, Devious Eye Entertainment, Freedom Games, and Binge.com. So they those get added to the event. Of course, we already knew Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Ubisoft, Take-Two, Warner are going to be there. So yeah, I mean, we knew Square was going to be there. Hopefully, they show Final Fantasy 16 and more of their other properties. That other new game, that the PS5 game, I forgot the name. That looks really good. The one with the like the really cool movement. You know which one I mean.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I forgot the name. It has a weird name. It's like Regenerate or something like that. I don't care.
Yeah, or Garage. No.
No, Garage.
No. I'm trying to remember. I saw something with. I can't remember now.
I'm gonna look it up.
Gotta find it because now I'm getting thrown off.
It's like if you search Square Enix PS Forspoken.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would have not guessed that.
Yep.
But yes, that's right.
Yep. So looking forward to that one. That one looks good. Of course, what we saw Final Fantasy 16 looks phenomenal. So that's like in my list of more anticipated games of the year. That's like probably the top, right? Other than the mysterious Konami stuff, like that's gonna be on top if it's real, right? But as of now, that's the game. But yeah, so there's stuff happening at E3. We'll see more of that later this year. Joel, I had here on the notes to talk about the Apple Epic Game stuff, but we'll just briefly talk about it because
go through it, man. You're good.
Some interesting stuff came out of that, and it was basically that Xbox has no idea what they're doing, and they like spend money doing an analysis on The Last of Us 2. Just to come to the conclusion that the game's good, and like it's incredible that Xbox to this date they are unable to find their footing when it comes to original properties, and that's why they have to get these other guys to come in and buy them so they can make games for them. It's crazy, but we got that with Xbox, and then we got the thing with like, oh, we don't make any money on consoles. This whole Epic Games thing is really interesting. It came to light during the sessions that Apple, if you have a cloud service, Apple will not allow you to have all of your services on one app. And that's why there was like 5 PlayStation apps before. Remember? There was like a Messenger, a PlayStation app, a store. Yeah, there was like 5 different ones. Yeah. That's why Google can't have anything on. They can't have one Google app. They have to have everything separate. And that's an Apple thing. So that came to light this week, and I found it interesting. So I just wanted to mention that because of the PlayStation app.
Oh, for sure.
Because it was ridiculous. It was like, I'm trying to do this. I'm playing. You have a friends list. You have a chat. You have a store. You have the app with the news.
Remote play.
Yeah. It was too much. It was too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with this lawsuit. It's quite interesting. So, did you see the Fortnite numbers? That's the only other thing that I really want to talk about.
Yeah.
It's incredible, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So apparently Fortnite makes 100 uh, from January 2019 to July 2020, it made $148 million on PlayStation alone. 82 on Xbox, 40 on Switch, 27 on PC. That one's weird, dude. Because I know the Fortnite PC people are hardcore, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, man. And 23 on iOS, 2.4 only on Android. So, but PlayStation like dominated by like double.
And that's what I love about this because yes, you and I are aware that there's going to be a change in the gaming space, like on how like will there always be a console? Will there always be a stuff, whatever. But like you see this right here, clearly the same game, different version esque, of it, right? Playability of it, but still across all these different platforms. Most people have, iOS. Most people have an iPhone. There's plenty of Android people out there too, and you see how that iOS number is not even close to the PlayStation number. It's not even close to the Switch number.
It's
I mean, like this is
yeah,
clearly showing you that the console market is quite strong. I mean, we just went over the Switch numbers.
yep.
We've talked about PlayStation numbers before. Xbox, we hope you get better.
I just
mean,
find
but
it
it's
yeah, I find it interesting that it's only a 4 million difference between PC and iOS.
right,
That one's
right,
surprising
right.
because you would think that PC would be like number one because everyone
Right.
has a PC. The game is free, right? So it's weird. It's super
Now
weird.
Among
Man.
Us is coming to PlayStation 5. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, this is a change of times. People aren't gonna play it on their phones; they'll play it on the console.
yeah, man. Um, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
The next few years, the new consoles are gonna be real interesting. So, I really hope that they are able to actually have consoles out there for people to
yeah,
buy.
I like
It's
that. I like
ridiculous,
it.
man.
We're old school now, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The one interesting thing that I saw, Joe, the load times on Resident Evil 8, which by the way has gotten really good reviews, but I guess it takes like 8.5 seconds to load on Xbox. It takes like 2 seconds to load on PS5. It's pretty good stuff.
I was getting my hair cut and talking to my barber PS5, and I'm like,
Yeah,
he's like, oh, I gotta like load up this. I'm like, load up? Like, what are you talking about? I turned on my PS5 in
Spider-Man, dude.
10 seconds. I'm in New York. Like, I'm swinging around.
Seriously, it doesn't take 10 seconds until when you hit X
Yeah.
on Spider-Man, and
You're
when you get to the menu and you hit X again and you're in, it takes like literally less than 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying, like, I
ridiculous.
turned the console on and then I hit the game and I'm
Bro,
in. Like,
yeah.
I'm it's seamless.
It's faster
So,
than a cartridge back in the day. It's
crazy.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last bit of news that I have here, which is a pretty big one, a couple of weeks ago there were speculation that Microsoft was trying to buy Discord. Discord being a very popular messaging, platform for gaming. They had supposedly offered a ton of money. It's like $10 billion or something. So Discord is very, very popular. I've never used it because I just don't like their interface. I tried to use it. I was like, I just don't understand what I'm doing.
It's
because
gotten pretty good, I think. Like, as
It's gotten better?
Yeah, it's gotten better.
Okay, I'll give it a try. So, turns out that Microsoft is not buying them, and I'm not honest. I've heard conflicting things. I've heard that they are going to enter a partnership with Sony. I've heard other things that saying that Sony bought a majority stake in it. Both,
could do that.
That's definitely a possibility. But Discord is essentially coming to PlayStation. So they have a partnership, and Discord partnered with PlayStation and will be available on PlayStation platforms, I believe early next year, based on the information that I got there. But it's very interesting, Joel. What do you think now that they're mixing the two platforms?
Yeah, partnership, ownership, apples, oranges. I'm still happy with this news regardless. It means nothing different than the fact that we're getting Discord a part of the family of PlayStation, and that's good news for us because I'm not gonna say that Sony has done a bad job with their connectivity with the online community, but I do think there's a huge room for growth.
Oh
And
yeah.
Discord, I believe, with what they've been doing more recently, like they've kind of become more like a social media platform than just a messenger. And they've really made it a great way to connect with like big creators and different stuff. I've seen good businesses using it. I'm seeing it grow now with the crypto space. Like it's a really it's growing as a platform, and I think it's wise that you bring this into this now at this moment. Where like for some people like Discord, like big deal, whatever. Like no, this is actually a
This is a big
really
deal. Yeah.
good thing. Like it's
Yeah.
another W. It's another win for these guys.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah, I think the messaging area on PlayStation definitely could have used the help, and I think this is the right product for it. So yeah, whoever was behind all this, good stuff. This is pretty good. It's pretty good. Um, and now that we've seen Sony do this, we've seen their push with esports. Of course, they're basically buying Evo in a partnership. 2K League. Now they're using PlayStation equipment for their games, which I think is like, no, don't use PCs. Standardize this thing, man.
yeah,
It was that's should have been like that from the beginning. But hey, don't ask me. Hey, uh, good stuff. I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do the salty bet dance. Yeah, salt shaker. So good stuff. Good W for PlayStation, like you said. Definitely an area that PlayStation could have improved, and this I think the right platform. So yeah,
yeah, man.
Jill's what we got. Flew through those in like a couple of minutes, but hey, man, we're talking about some deep stuff back then.
Magneto and oh my gosh, I death and like just
I was
so
thinking about death. No, no, I
open.
was thinking about that. I was thinking about the future. Like I was like, it's
Yeah.
150 years from now. I'm not gonna be here, so I don't know what Magneto's
Oh
gonna
man, what
look
are you
like. And
talking about? You're gonna be a cyborg.
a
Come on, man.
cyborg, man. I wish.
Elon
I
Musk is
would
gonna
do it.
turn you into a cyborg. You're
I
gonna be around
I
with the
would
transfer
do
your
it.
consciousness.
I would do it.
You know this.
Yep, I would.
Guys, gals, thank you all so much for sticking with us. We look forward to having you with us on our next episode. Make sure you stay subscribed to our podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music. Look for us on those podcast platforms. Subscribe. You can also subscribe to our video version on our YouTube channel. If you're watching us live on Facebook, thank you so much. If you're not, please make sure you follow us on our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time. And you can also send an email to us. Any feedback, questions, comments, we'd love to hear back from you. Send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. Make sure you share these episodes with as many people as possible. We want to spread this podcast all around and enjoy the good times together. Thank you all so much for being an awesome community, and we'll see you on our next episode.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. We will see you next time.